We appreciate you guys sitting down and enjoying these 5-star lunches with us here today. My name is Chris Jaminko. I'm the Vice President here at RepeatMD, joined by my CEO, Phil Sitter. Today, we're going to share with you guys what we found successful in selling memberships, right? So if you have a practice, if you have a med spa, derm, it doesn't really matter, any type of cash-based practice, you've probably thought about memberships. Maybe you have memberships already in your practice. And today we want to share with you what we found, what we seen to be successful. And, we're heading into some, economically uncertain times, I think we can all understand. And ultimately, memberships might be a good tool for you to utilize to make sure that in any eventuality that you're finding success, this year, 2023 and beyond. So this is Phil. Phil, do you want to introduce yourself, say a few words before we get kicking off here?
Yeah, looking forward to talk to you about the memberships, right? So what we do at RepeatMD with the memberships, it's going to be super interesting to see whether you're a RepeatMD client or not a RepeatMD client. Today's all about practical value, is leaving this room understanding memberships at a higher level, whether you're doing memberships already or whether you're looking to scale memberships, whether you haven't tried to do memberships, what's the data behind memberships, why should you do memberships? So yeah, this is going to be all about practical value for you when you leave the room, that you'll be able to actually advance your memberships in whatever capacity makes sense for you. So looking forward to talking about that today.
And one of the reasons why we're talking about memberships and why I think we're qualified to be here to speak with you guys today is because we've actually built a lot of revenue over the past year for our clients. Our clients have generated $171 million in revenue year to date, $54 million in referral revenue, so we're creating patient referrals. And then the number you guys are here for is this $49 million in membership revenue. So membership revenue, what's great about it, it's not one time. It's recurring, right? And that builds the value of the business. And whether you work with RepeatMD or not, the value of memberships to your practice ultimately is going to change the enterprise value of your business because it makes your business more investable, more valuable, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. But Phil, from the numbers, from the analytics, tell us a little bit why memberships actually matter so much in the marketplace today.
So with memberships and the economics of memberships and what's driving membership is patient demand, right? So if you look here on the screen, I'll make sure you get a good shot of it. If you look here at the screen, 7 out of 10 patients want an ongoing membership for aesthetic treatments. So if you don't have memberships, you're at a complete competitive disadvantage. You have 7 out of 10 people saying, hey, I want this. So the question is, are you providing it? Okay, 76% of patients consider themselves a lifetime patient after their 3rd visit. So what are you doing to ensure the systematic approach to get from that first visit to the 2nd visit to the 3rd visit? Memberships is a great way to do that. 78% of millennials prefer membership model and pricing. When we think about membership model and pricing, we think about all the different subscriptions that millennials or Gen X or whatever, right? What are they stacking with subscriptions? And keep in mind, millennials, I feel like with millennials, we still think they're young. But if you look at Chris here, Chris is a millennial.
Yeah, and he's probably a Gen Z. So.
Yeah,
all right.
And this is what I'm really interested in for you, for your business. Business with a strong MRR base receive 2 to 3 times greater valuations than those who don't. So if we think about terms of economics of valuations, like what is your practice worth? The problem in this industry is typically you have one owner, one doctor, one provider that grows that business and the brand is built off that business. And that's not a sellable business. That's just a book of patience. And so when we think about valuations and we think about exiting the business, franchising the business, private equity roll-ups, whatever your end outcome is, or if it's even a legacy business, you're going to want the greatest valuation for your business. So why does that matter? Predictability of revenue. That's why it matters. So if Dr. So-and-so has a practice that's built off of him, and Dr. So-and-so doesn't exist anymore, then that practice doesn't exist. And so the predictability of revenue is the investability of your business. So 2 to 3 times greater valuations, you're talking about the difference of a $5 million exit versus a $15 million exit. So it really pays to create monthly recurring revenue for your business. That's, I think, one of the most important pieces about memberships. The profitability goal of memberships is to cover your overhead expenses in the first 6 months. Sometimes you need a target for your business. Like, what is my target if I'm launching memberships? Well, it's to find out what my overhead expenses are, put that number on the board, and incentivize my staff to hit that number, right? So we have a lot of upside there. And then members spend 44% more on average than non-members. It's absolutely critical, and we'll talk about real memberships and what they're doing, but memberships is not just a program or discount program for your patients. It's a way to have them come in consistently, and it's a way for them to purchase more high margin services, and we'll kind of decode that in this presentation.
And, the truth of the matter is that memberships and creating consistent revenue in your practice is going to be more important next year than it was in previous years. Like, we have been in a golden age for aesthetics. The Zoom boom and actually COVID actually created a lift in a lot of our practices. But Jamie Dimon here, who's probably the nation's #1 banker, is telling us we're heading for a recession in the next 6 to 9 months. The canary in the coal mine is singing, and he's telling us there are maybe some uncertain times ahead of us. So my question to everybody in this room would be, and obviously the people in this room are very proactive, that's why you're here, not out on the beach, where we all should be, right? Where it's beautiful out there. But you're here because you're looking for answers and solutions to protect and grow your business into the future. And I will tell you, there is no better way to protect your business and to build your business, even in a recession, than membership programs, because we are a membership-based society. If I can pay small amounts monthly instead of a big chunk at once, you can protect yourself from what's most assuredly on the way.
And Chris, just on that point, real quick, why does that matter for your practice, even though if your practice is increasing revenue this last quarter? It's because consumer discretionary income is tightening. So most people in this room, doesn't matter your level of affluence, you're just a little bit more worried about the economy than you were 6 months, or very worried about the economy the last 6 months. So what does that mean? Well, when you're trying to sell a $4,000 initial series of whatever, or a laser package, that's just a little bit more difficult or a lot more difficult for your patients. So if you think about it in those terms, there is, to actually predictably have your patients come in for those upsell opportunities are gonna be few and far between, so you have to maximize, and memberships are great to maximize. But here, Chris, let's talk about why memberships are everywhere and how they impact.
Yeah, so you'll notice like the biggest and best brands in the world that create consistent, sustainable revenue, they have membership models. There's some of the best businesses today are built on memberships. And who in this room doesn't have at least one membership, one subscription? Everybody has one, right? Somebody, like, we all have Netflix. I remember when I started with Netflix, it was gonna save me a bunch of money on my cable, right? Now I have Netflix, Hulu, Disney. Now it's costing me more than cable. It's like, great, this really worked out well for us. They tricked us into just buying them all piecemeal. But memberships make it so much easier for us to interact and exchange value with the brands that we love on a daily and regular basis. So just like Netflix and Amazon Prime, don't you think people order more on Amazon now since they have Amazon Prime with free shipping? Don't you think your patients would come see you more if they had like that monthly reason to come visit you, right? So memberships are everywhere. The best brands in our space have already figured this out, right? If you look at the Ideal Images and the Sonas and the Evolves, these brands that are regional or national, there's a reason why they're putting memberships at the forefront of what they do. And Philip just alluded to a lot of those points. It's because people come in more often, they spend more, it's loyalty, it's that return welcome income. It means these brands never have to start over at zero again, right? When you start every single month with $50,000 to $100,000 on the balance sheet, don't you sleep a little better at night, waking up knowing you don't have to begin your sales every single day, every single month, right? So that's why these brands do it, because it builds a stronger, more progressive brand. And my question to everybody in this room, I'll kind of break this up into 2 questions, and if you're eating, no need to drop your sandwich, but let me just get a kind of a show of hands. Who already has memberships right now in their practice? Just a few of you. Next question. Who's tried memberships in the past and ditched it because it was too much work or was just, for some reason, it failed? Got a couple of you guys? And who's thought about it and just hasn't taken the plunge yet? We're interested, so a good chunk of you here. So I saw a hand go up for one of those 3 for each of you. So you either had memberships in the past, you have memberships now, or you're thinking about memberships. And what we want to talk about now are the types of memberships. So Philip, take us through the different types of memberships that exist. And if you recognize what you tried in the past and what you see, what you like, this is also where you can start brainstorming and thinking about what type of memberships may work for your practice or what kind of puppy you want to adopt. Either way you want to look at it, okay?
Yeah, whatever membership you want, right? We're gonna go over the most sellable memberships, not the theories of membership, but what's actually selling. If we're doing $49 million a year right now in memberships, we have a really good insight that we can tell you what is selling versus what's not. It's the key point of this presentation. First and foremost, Tox membership. So what that looks like is just a discounted per unit on Botox by paying a monthly fee to be a part of the club, right? So offering a discounted price per unit by purchasing a monthly membership, right?
I think of that one as the Amazon Prime type membership, just that monthly they pay to keep coming back in.
Right, and it's also for you, it's predictable because your patient's coming back and you're not worried about that patient going to find someone else cheaper down the road, right? What we can do with that is bring someone in and upsell them on other things. Super popular as far as the volume of goes, the biggest. A beauty bank, like a saving account with perks. Very, very popular. A beauty bank, $50, $90, $200 a month. Patients paying in. They have some perks for doing it. They come in and they have the ability to redeem. Okay, beauty banks. When I first were introduced to them, I thought they were super odd. I was like, people actually do this? And yep, they absolutely do. We see millions of dollars of beauty banks every single month. The next one is tier-based treatments. This is a personal favorite of mine with the patient experience, offering a variety of treatments for the patients to choose from with a variety of pricing. Tiered memberships are typically between $99 and $350 a month. We'll show you some tier-based memberships. The opportunity for that is it reduces your churn. Churn is membership talk for those people who cancel every single month. And churn is a killer when it comes to membership because if you have 10% churn compounded in a year, you've had to resell your entire membership portfolio. 10 and 12 months, you're about 120% in of churn. So you don't want to get into a high churn rate. And tier-based memberships, why I like them, is if I join your membership for a facial, right? Say I like HydraFacial or whatever the facial is, but then I'm kind of tired of it, I can switch into getting an IV, or I can switch and trying one of your treatments. So tier-based treatments, tier-based memberships are interesting. We'll show you some. Treatment-specific. Offering a long-term series or maintenance program for a monthly cost. So we see that, for example, like M-Sculpt Neo, you might get an initial series and then you do like $350 a month where they can just come in for a maintenance program, right? We also see it when it comes to like a lipo, what's the one called for Teresa? We'll show it to you, but it's basically where it's $350, $400 a month and you can just move to different parts of your body for that specific treatment. And then annual or monthly pricing, memberships that offer you better deals or perks based on monthly fee. Ideal Image does this. So it's $200 for the year, and then it's like 25 to 50% off of anything that you want. It's like extraordinarily cheap pricing. But what they're doing is just like the Amazon Prime model, is you're paying in for a sort of discounted or a VIP experience is what they would call it, right? So we want to remove any discount language when it comes to membership. We want to add value language. So for $200 a month, you become part of an Ideal Image VIP and you get all these other perks, okay? So those are the types. What we want to talk about, in the past, we would go in depth with these sort of types, but what we want to shift the conversation is give you real membership success of people who started and show you exactly what they're doing and exactly the tactics they're using to be successful. And we think of success as anything over $5,000 of MRR within your first 30 days. So we'll show you people that within 90 days are doing $40,000 a month, one location, not this gigantic brand. So I think you'll be able to relate to that.
Yep. And when it comes to these real membership programs you're seeing, these membership programs are built on the RepeatMD system. You don't have to work with us to build your own membership, but just so you guys, full disclosure, these clients are using our tool. Let's start with Michelle Bauer here. Michelle, when we met her, she had tried memberships, I think 3 times in the past, had failed. First time she tried it, she got a bunch of members, but then she was the one calling and doing the credit card dunning. Like every time the cards would decline, she was in the back office having to call and get the new cards on. It was just eating up all of her time, and then patients would come in without paying and get their, it was just a big mess. The second time she tried it, she didn't have an offer that she really liked, so she didn't sell a ton of memberships. Now, third time's a charm here. So she launched her membership program just a little under a month ago from today, right? So we're not talking ancient history. She's now doing $19,000 in MRR, so monthly recurring revenue. She sold $216,000 in annual revenue so far, increased her enterprise value, the value of her business, by $1.7 million. And her membership is a beauty bank plus a tier-based treatment membership. So she's got 2 types of memberships built into the program. Her price points are $98, $169, and $269. So let's take a little look. And you guys can, when you're building your memberships, feel free to, take a screenshot and write this down because this may be something similar to what you want to create. So her beauty bank is really simple, $98 a month, a 12-month commitment required. They get some benefits where they can choose from any of the services, and they get this $98 credited to their account, right? So they can stockpile that money for bigger treatments that they would want. She also has a silver and platinum plan, which are the tier-based type. And so these are at $169 or $269. And what they get is a choice of a treatment every month. So I can come, it gives me a reason to keep coming back every month so I don't get tired of the same old treatment every single month. So it gives me a little variability. And then I get some tox or some massage piece. And this is really great because if I'm already good on Botox, I can use my membership for a massage, right? And we never get tired of massages, right? Anybody in this room sick of massages? No? Nobody? Right? So these are some ideas of how she does it, but her secret, for her at least, and everybody has like their own secret sauce, her key to success, her key takeaway that you should take away is the power of her sign-up bonus. Her platinum members receive this huge upfront bonus of 200 units of Botox or 8 60-minute massages, and you're saying, wow, that's a huge value. How much does that total up to?
Yeah, so think about this. If I'm giving a membership and my sign-up bonus is 200 units of Botox, that might melt your brain. You're like, how did the economics of that work? What Michelle really did, and she hacked the system, and that's why, she'll be doing probably about $3 million a year in monthly recurring revenue. Her enterprise value for her one location in Corpus Christi will be between 10 and 15 million in a year. Most of y'all in this room don't really care about your title or how affluent you are in the space. You probably don't have a business worth that. And so what she's doing is preparing for her exit. But what's interesting about her value is you already is spending this type of money on acquisition costs. The 200 units of Botox in this example, that comes with a 12-month commitment. So when she gets somebody, they're in for 12 months locked in. And part of our software makes sure that they're locked in. We can talk about that later. But with this, her acquisition cost was already extraordinary, spending money on Google ads, Facebook ads, every marketing company, every website company, repositioned her marketing dollars, gave a kick-ass sign-up offer, and now she's just crushing it with memberships, creating extraordinary enterprise value. So when you think about cost, a lot of business owners make the mistake about thinking about cost in terms of like my Botox cost versus what is the cost of marketing and acquisition for this client to come in for 12 months as a member, and how does that relate to my enterprise value? So it's interesting what she did, and she's doing a great job doing it.
Yep. Next one here, Phil, I'll let you jump in. Dr. Teresa Camden. Let's talk about her secrets to success.
Yeah, so Dr. Teresa Camden generated $43,000 of monthly recurring revenue, over $500,000 in 5 months in annual recurring revenue. She's generated $4.1 million in enterprise value. Her style of memberships, she's got treatment-specific memberships and a toxin membership, and her price point for toxins, $20, and then she's got a $99 and a $365. Her goal, why did she want to do memberships in the first place, was exactly that, enterprise value. She realized she's been in the industry for 30 years and she didn't have a business that was repeatable, predictable, or sellable. And she's in her mid-60s now looking to actually exit her business. And so she had a strong why. This is what her memberships look like. Like I said, $20 a month for the toxin membership, 6-month commitment for all three, lipo gone. She's got some benefits as well, right? 10% off skincare, $9 unit Zeman, treatments that you can choose from. She really sells the most out of her toxin membership because you get to save $150 right then and there, and she lets you know that, right? Her team knows that. But this is the one she sells most volumes through here, but the most amount of revenues through here, this Forever Sculpt program that she has, because what it is an ongoing monthly where I could just say, hey, I want to work on my arms, I want to work on my stomach. The patient can continuously work on the different parts of the body, makes her business more
one of the
predictable.
things she told us is that people will sign up for the 365 Forever Sculpt and get the monthly treatment, but sometimes they want to accelerate their progress. So they'll go ahead and stack 2 or 3 more treatments on top of that because they're not afraid to spend some money when they come in because they feel like they're starting at zero because when they walk in, they haven't had to take out their credit card. So not only is the membership creating that monthly recurring revenue, but since you have more actions and more interactions, it's going to create additional sales on top of it because people are going to want to take advantage and accelerate some of their outcomes, right?
And just keep in mind, we didn't cherry pick the locations here. We're talking about Glen Allen, Virginia, Corpus Christi, Texas. So we did that specifically for you to realize that, like, sometimes people get caught in this thought of like, oh, well, that works in LA or that works in Miami. No, this is Glen Allen, Virginia, and she's doing $40,000 a month of monthly recurring revenue, right, in her first 5 months. So her secret, if you talk to her, she's got an incredible coordinated sales process and she incentivizes the staff. Every person that we're gonna show you incentivizes the staff. She does $50 per membership sold, doesn't matter what membership. So she stacks that and pays whoever, patient coordinator, whoever's selling the memberships. We have an ability to track who's selling what. Long story short, for her, it's a completely coordinated, scripted sales process. From the moment you walk in, to the moment that you have your numbing cream, from the moment you're in the treatment room, for the moment that you walk out and you're about to pay, every element of it is upselling memberships because her why is so important for her. She's in her mid-60s looking to sell her business, so she's really coordinated with this. It doesn't matter if you're looking to sell your business or not, you should also have a truly coordinated process, because the issue is if you don't, no one's gonna take it seriously, no one's gonna sell anything, and the biggest mistake is not incentivizing your staff. This is another thing they have to do. We wanna celebrate that by incentivizing the staff. You just add that back into the marketing cost of that.
Last but not least is Dr. K Holcomb here. She's a dermatologist down in Metairie, Louisiana, and Dr. Holcomb has generated $38,000 in monthly recurring revenue, just under $500,000 in annual revenue in 4 months. $3.6 million in enterprise value. Her membership is tier-based. She's got 3 different tiers. We'll show you that in just a second. They range from $85 to $275. I like Dr. Holcomb's because Dr. Holcomb is one of those who had wanted to put memberships together as a busy dermatologist, primary care, getting into aesthetics. She had thought about it for years. They had a name for it. They had it all branded out, and we'll show you, but they could just never pull it off because, let's face it, right? There's not enough hours in the day. There's just never enough time to do these things. But her membership, and she branded it her Skin Fit membership. So she's got a silver, a gold, and a platinum, something we all understand. They range from $85 to $275. And depending on your tier, you're gonna get some additional benefits. What I like about the benefits is that with the platinum here, you get 20% off of all retail purchases during your active membership. So what's that gonna do? It's going to inspire you to make more purchases to get the most out of your membership, right? She's got VIP toxin pricing, so you're never going to go anywhere else for your toxin. You can take some of the monthly premium and apply it to some of your services, and then you get a choice. I mean, we could barely fit all the treatments she offers. So think about this. If you're a patient, you're paying $275 a month, and you've got a choice of these 13 to 14 different options. What she wants to do is A, give you something you're never going to get bored with, but B, if you're coming in for toxin, what if you see something like True Sculpt Flex and you haven't considered that before, right? Now it's going to get you thinking maybe I should try some body contouring because it's there and it's available and it's part of your membership. So she's using this as a way to create education through the memberships, which ultimately drives more sales. Dr. K Holcomb also, Phil, I want you to touch on the reason why she's successful is because they went all in on mastering the brand. So show us a little bit about what they did here.
Yeah, this reiterates the point that when you launch memberships and it increases your enterprise value at this level, it's a coordinated effort on the sales process, but also a marketing effort. And so when you think about branding, she branded her Skin Fit. She had little buttons for Skin Fit. Of course, she used RepeatMD to purchase and do all those things. She had her rack cards, but it was a conscious effort, and she even did a launch party. Okay, so launch parties, launching the membership. She partnered with the local wineries. She had a caterer come in, red carpet, photography. She I think it was like $10,000 or $12,000 on day one of monthly recurring revenue, but it impacted her business. When you do memberships, whether you have them, you don't have them, you're looking to add them, for sure do membership exclusive events, right? Let all your patients know, make it incredible, invest some money into the whole experience of it, but you want to have memberships where people feel like they're missing out for not being a part of it. Okay, so for her, she launched extraordinarily well because of this piece.
Yeah. Who here thinks right now that memberships aren't a good fit for your practice? Anybody think that memberships just won't work for you? There's a reason maybe why you don't want memberships or you don't think they're a good fit? So you. Okay. Got it. So her concern is that she's a new business. Not a lot of clients have to build up the clients, right? And so if I don't have a lot of clients, why a membership? Well, let me tell you, if you're a new business, you don't have a lot of clients, you need memberships the most. Because you really need to retain those few clients that you have. When they come in the doors, you have to have a way to keep them coming back, or else you're gonna get in this acquisition rat race, and you're gonna be sitting here at that same table in 5 years, an old business, but with the same challenges. Memberships helps you capture and retain what you have in front of you. So if you're a new business, it's more important than an established business to have memberships because it's a way for you to build your business. Wouldn't you agree? See? So why do memberships fail though? Because they don't all work, because some of you in this room said you tried memberships and they didn't work. So let's talk about the reasons why they fail.
Yeah, so number one, staff on board, you nailed it. Didn't incentivize your staff. This is the cheapest way to grow your membership system, and people miss it all the time. Incentivizing the staff is absolutely critical and key. Every one of the memberships that we showed you incentivize our staff. Our top 50 accounts that do the memberships, they all incentivize our staff. Point number one, don't do anything else, incentivize the staff. Number two, you don't have the coordinated sales process. You launch memberships, it's kind of another thing to do. It wasn't planned out, wasn't operational. The staff doesn't know what the benefits are. There was no training. There was no role playing. Very hard to launch a new program without that, okay? You're not using memberships to upsell. It's a huge failure with memberships. Memberships can even be a loss leader for you in certain categories to upsell larger treatment items, larger treatment series and procedures, okay? Credit card dunning, this is the nightmare of memberships. If you were to say, Philip, what's the worst thing about memberships? I would tell you all day, every day is credit card dunning. Because what it means is if you're successful, you can have the ultimate failure. Okay, and what that means with credit card dunning, it's if you have 200 members a part of your platform, 500 to 1,000, you will have in any given month 10 to 20% of those who credit cards decline for various reasons, for all sorts of various reasons. And most people are not conscious and saying, hey, I need a system, I need a person in place just for that. So when we were at the aesthetic show in July, we had a client 5-unit location. After, I think it was maybe a year and a half of launching their memberships, he had somebody in place, $40,000, $50,000 a year salary, doing the credit card dunning. She just stopped. She just stopped doing it because it was a nightmare. And he didn't know till 4 months later, cost him $120,000 of free treatments. Okay, so with the credit card dunning, 10 to 20% of those cards are going to decline for various reasons. Having a system to make sure, or a person in place, is absolutely critical. Okay, otherwise you're giving away the farm without recognizing it. And then finally, an all-in-one system, right? All-in-one system, of course, with the credit card dunning, with the ability to market, with the ability to upsell, with the ability to make sure that when that member comes in, they know what their benefits are. People will cancel if they don't remember their benefits. And oftentimes when you launch memberships, you're like, hey, $300 a month, here's a flyer. Just don't lose this, because then you don't remember the benefits. And you and I will both cancel if we don't even remember why we have the membership in the first place. If I'm gone for 3 months, I'm just gonna cancel. And so having that predictable monthly recurring revenue is worth it, but it's certainly not easy.
Yeah, and look, here's the key takeaway is, I think we've given you enough to go take home with you and think about putting a membership program in place if you want to do that and you want to start that today, or take some of your current memberships and add to them. At RepeatMD, what we do, this is like our whole game plan. This is a big part of what we do. We provide practices with your own rewards and membership application, right? So if you want to learn a little bit more how we put it together, how these clients put it together, you can go and do these things yourself, and I recommend you do. Or you can find a good superstar employee and pay them well, and they can run a membership program for you. Or you can use technology, whether it's us or whatever technology you trust. I personally lean towards technology because technology never takes a day off, never calls in sick, doesn't complain, doesn't forget to do the credit card dunning. Yeah. So that's just my personal preference. Maybe I'm biased, but our tool is designed to help automate patient retention, to increase the referrals and sell more of your high margin services using a technology, using an engagement tool. How many people in this room actually use mobile rewards like Starbucks rewards or the Hilton Bonvoy app? Like, we all have a rewards program. Maybe it's for the casinos. But we use rewards, and all these mega brands use rewards because they want us to come and visit them more often. They want us to spend more money. They want us to stay loyal. And I'll tell you, the same thing works because you are your patients. Your patients want the same thing for you. And at RepeatMD, one of our claims to fame is that we won the Aesthetic Award for Most Innovative Technology in 2021. And look, I don't share this to impress you, but just to impress upon you that our clients, our peers, your peers in the industry voted and said, hey, RepeatMD has a reputation for getting the job done and getting the job done the right way, just like the clients you saw on the screen before. And what I'm going to do for you guys is just show you in 7 minutes what it is we do, so you can see like what we create. And if you think it's a good fit, we'll tell you a little bit more. And then we have a Louis Vuitton bag to give away. So that's, if you're here for the Louis is coming. Okay, all right. So this is what the mobile rewards program looks like. We create this really sleek scroll down social media style feel, and it's completely customized and designed for your practice. It is going to be branded based on your color, your scheme, your look, everything you want it to be for your practice. And in a second here, I'll get into the details of what all these little kind of cards and opportunities are. But before, I want to show you the sign-up process. Because if you don't have a very easy sign-up process and a compelling sign-up process, people don't care. That's why it all starts with the rewards, because rewards is something in it for them, so we reward them to get them in. When your patient walks in, hey, have you signed up for our VIP program? Just scan this QR code, and they're off to the races, all right? We're all scanning QR codes thanks to the pandemic. We figured those things out. And now they're going to be guided to your branded landing page. They're going to get a verification code where they're automatically opted in and compliant to receive all of your marketing messages. We find out their birthday, their name, how they heard about you, if you have multiple locations, which location their home base is. So look at this experience you're creating, right? You're now entering this new patient or old patient into this reward system, and the reward system is going to do something fantastic. One, it's going to build your brand, because it's going to put you on the most valuable real estate on the planet. You know what that is? It's not Madison Avenue, cell phones. Brands spend billions of dollars to live right there on the cell phone. Anybody in this room not have a cell phone? You don't have a cell phone, sir? You got no cell phone? Get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. All right, we got somebody without a cell phone, so make sure you get his email. Okay? So, first person that's ever not had a cell phone in any room I've been in, by the way. So, we're creating your branded app right there on the home screen, okay? And now Jennifer, when she comes back in, this is when the transaction piece starts, right? This is why Starbucks has rewards, not because they love giving away free coffee, but because they want to sell you more. So she checks in, she's earned a reward. The reward is strategic, though. We're not creating discounts. She's been in 3 times. How about a 15-minute mSculpt Neo demo, right? So if you don't know what a Neo is, you got to ask somebody, hey, I got this. What's mSculpt Neo? Or maybe she's wanted it, but it's expensive. But I promise you, if you can put her on a demo, seeing is believing, touching and feeling it, now your opportunity to sell this $4,000 package has increased significantly, because we're making sure all of your patients touch your high margin services. That's how you strategically create a reward system that steers people into your profit centers and grow the business. What if we also give them a way to kind of search and browse by their areas of concern, and they can tell us, hey, I'm interested in body sculpting. I have a turkey neck here, right? We all dread the turkey neck, right? I have a turkey neck, and I want it gone. And you can show me the different packages and treatments you have that will approach the concerns that I have, because you let me browse the app by my concerns. And within the rewards app, this is where it really becomes, this is where it takes off. This is where they can start to shop and browse. So your memberships live right here. This is why they sell, because they're in rewards. Now they can see your memberships, they see the benefits, they can read more about the benefits. They can actually tell us which sales associate helps. So if you want to incentivize your associates, it's built right into the system. And for them, it's one button, they're checking out with Apple Pay. We're making a frictionless purchasing experience for the patients, which is going to make you more money. Plain as day. Same thing with the packages. This turkey to tie package I showed you a minute ago, $4,000 treatment. We have an integration with Klarna, the world's largest buy now, pay later bank. And now they can click a button. Instead of $4,000, I click this little blue button, and I'm paying $170 a month over 24 months, potentially interest-free, and you as a practice get all that money in your account the next day. Do you think that a tool like this is going to be powerful if we're in a recession, if people have less discretionary income, that they still want those services? Because I'll tell you, Gucci is planning on record sales. So is Chanel, because people still want to spend their money. You just have to make it easier for them to spend their money. And with financing built into your rewards app, you're going to create more sales and make it easier for them to purchase. That's what we're talking about. This is a revenue driver like the world's ever seen. That's why every major brand has rewards, because they create so much revenue. You can now have the same tool that the biggest and best brands in the world have, literally in your fingertips. And look, you're watching the checkout process in real time. Client made $4,000 in the time it took me to have that 60-second monologue. But it's a little bit more than that, right? We want to keep the engagement going. So RepeatMD actually incentivizes the patients to come work for you or come work with you. One more thing I forgot here. They can always go in, like Philip was talking about the brochures, they can go in and check their membership benefits from their phone anytime, so they never have to forget. They can call, schedule, link into your booking software. So we're making it just like incredibly easy. They get to pick which treatment they're coming in for that month. And so it's this fun, engaging experience, and it keeps them going, and they scan to check in, and we keep track of how many visits they've claimed, making sure they're on time and on track so you don't have to worry about the credit card fees. And then again, here's what I was getting at. We incentivize people to do memberships and packages because we give them a chance to win a trip to Turks and Caicos. We're all about giveaways, as you guys see, right? We like to incentivize ethical bribes, limited time offers on retention. Hey, I haven't seen a patient in 6 months, 9 months. Don't you want them to come back? Well, the reward system will remember that we haven't seen them, invite them in. Same thing on a birthday. There's a birthday program built in, so remind everybody on your birthday, hey, happy birthday, come in, bring in a friend, and we'll make sure they're taken care of. We'll take care of them and their friend. Limited time offers, Mother's Day, Father's Day, open houses, maybe Black Friday coming up. Like, let's create some limited time offers. Everybody does open houses. We all agree that those are a good idea. Why not use this to send out texts and blasts to your people to get them to come in and visit you before and after pictures? Like, I'm literally just dumping a ton of content here because this is Grand Central Station for your practice. Everything that you want your patients to know about will live in your mobile rewards app, including reviews. People wake up early to leave you a bad review, right? They'll get out of bed ready to write that 1-star review. But when it comes to a 5-star review, you have to beg them, like, I'll give you anything, just 5-star review. Let's make it easy for them to leave reviews. They can watch your video content. Do you think your patients know every treatment you offer and what every treatment does, or do you think there's a lot of treatments they've never heard of before? And don't you think that videos are a great way to educate them and introduce them to those services? And all of that can actually happen in your app. So this is what we're talking about, folks. This is power beyond power. This is literally the ability to put like the Allergan and Galderma app into your own app. And you guys are looking and saying, like, can I put my e-commerce? And the answer is yes. They can click buy now. Can you promo? Can I call you? Can I book? But my favorite part is this blue button here. Friend-to-friend referral. I can now grow your practice. I can click a button and send a text message to my friend. And now I'm literally your best brand ambassador because they get a text to sign up. And so if you're looking for acquisition, your patients are your best new referral source. So that's what we create. It's this reward system that has memberships and packages built into it. It's automated. It's customized for you. And, you know, Phil can tell a little bit, like, if you're looking at that, one of the biggest fears is, hey, this all looks great.
Yeah.
Who would build all that? So
yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge always. So my background, I was a restaurateur, owned a bunch of restaurants, 5th generation restaurateur. The restaurant business is a very difficult business to run. The margins are not your margins. We make like 8 cents on the dollar. And so my biggest problem typically was when I purchased software is like, who the hell is going to manage it? Who's going to do it? Right? That's always the biggest issue when it comes to this. So we have a client success team. Everything you saw, the content, the imagery, even like the Black Friday campaigns that we're running for our customers, the memberships, the packaging, the questions on how to do membership, what benefits, all of that is by our client success team. This is a team that's actually trained, a real person in Houston, Texas, not some farm internationally that they can't have a conversation with you, true experts in the industry that understand this at a high level. You don't get the results that we get for our clients by hoping that y'all do it. Trust me. If we said, hey, yeah, you just do this, we would not be getting results. We wouldn't be selling at the level that we're selling. So branded print materials, all the branding that you saw, our team at no additional cost, we build that, we ship it, FedEx, open the box. You have your banner, you have your A-frame, you have your rack cards done, perfectly branded for your brand. Staff trainings, the marketing campaigns. We're about to run a Black Friday promotion for all of our clients, the discount codes. If you're limiting your business to selling from 9 to 5 p.m. with a patient in the building, there is an extraordinary amount of revenue that you miss out on. Because if you thought every time you needed to go purchase something, you had to go to the store to buy it, that's how you're running your business. That you're running your business just like you having to go to the store. If I wanted to buy your membership, I want to buy it at 11 p.m. on a Friday, watching a movie with my wife, and I want to buy it right then and there. But no, I have to actually wait, get out of my work day, drive to you on Monday on my lunch break to buy a membership. I'm never going to do it. Your volume is going to be extraordinarily low. And so having all these abilities, text messaging, sponsored dream giveaways like Turks and Caicos, we did Cancun last quarter, marketplace and membership creation, the management of the members. Hey, I want to upgrade. Who's going to handle that? We handle that. Hey, credit card is declined. Who's going to handle that? That's another, I'm passionate about this piece because I can relate to owning a business, especially not this whole software thing that we're doing, like legitimately operating a business with employees just like you. And so this piece I'm passionate about because it's like one has to go with the other. Would you agree?
And look, if I was out there sitting in the crowd hearing us say all this is all nice, but we actually have real clients that were sitting where you're sitting not too long ago. So let's just listen to what they have to say and hear about their experience.
So I'm going to be really honest here. I actually do not want to recommend RepeatMD to any of my competitors because it's really effective and good. So selfishly, yeah, no, I don't want to recommend them. But professionally, yes, they're amazing. I mean, I would be so happy to be a reference for them because I truly believe in it. It is one of the best uses of my dollar for my company. The ROI is absolutely real. But again, selfishly, yeah, I don't want to recommend them.
Comprehensive solution, innovation, and top of industry. It's really all these things because it's true. You're solving an unmet need for the aesthetics industry.
If you're own a practice, if you're a doctor, if you're in aesthetics, I really urge you to take a look at what RepeatMD can do for you. This is not a gimmick. This is something that's easy to use, easy to adapt. It is not expensive. And in 1 month, you will realize your returns multiple fold.
To describe RepeatMD in one word would be success. Success in multiple aspects of communication with the patients, retention with the patients, and monetary gain.
My favorite feature of the RepeatMD platform has to be the little blue bar on the bottom that says refer a friend. It is going to bring in more traffic. And when you have more traffic, you have the ability to do more consultations. And when you do more consultations, if you're good at it, then you can close more sales.
I highly recommend RepeatMD to any med spa or any type of industry business that's looking for a way to both create opportunities for new client acquisition, as well as to retain the clients that you have and to continue to nurture these relationships.
Yeah. So hopefully, something in there resonated with you guys. And to Phil's point, we like to make it very easy. And, we want to make it, if you do decide to work with us, just know it's not going to be like launching an EMR where it takes months and just headache and stress. We've onboarded 1,500 new practices this year. Average time to go live is 28 days and 3 phone calls and really 100 minutes of your time. So you probably spend more time than that stressing over retention and referrals in some of these pieces. So if you work with tech, you can put the tools in place, people-proof the business, and have these things working for you for the long haul. So that's our promise to you, to make your life easier and more money in the long run. Yeah, well, we appreciate everybody's time, and we thank you all for enjoying your lunch with us, and we look forward to seeing you at the booth. We'll be there to answer your questions, and have a fabulous weekend here in Miami, guys. Thank you all so much. Yep.